Hit Kickin' Country Z94, Wild Bill, and I am hanging out on this Saturday morning, and joining us a very special guest, Amber Myrda. Amber, thank you so much for stopping by South Georgia today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, as we know, coming up Sunday, there is going to be a counter-protest to the Westboro Baptist Church in regard to Sergeant Stefan Smith, who was killed in Afghanistan. Amber, how did you get involved in these counter-protests?
Well, I actually was involved in one at Fort Bliss in 2011. We've never really enjoyed seeing this church, or what they call a church, doing this to our fallen soldiers. The Smiths are actually friends of mine and my husband who were stationed at Fort Bliss with us and are now stationed here with us, and didn't even think twice about it.
What can you tell us a little bit about Sergeant Stefan Smith and what you know about him?
He's a fabulous father, a fabulous husband, very nice friend. He's so known locally. You can see all the love that's poured out for him yesterday as they were welcoming his body home, and now Sunday it seems we have 1,500 almost on the event coming, and that's just those with Facebook.
You know, and I was reading, I believe, your Facebook page, and I came across this one post here. Let me see if I can look this up here real quick. His name is David Janot. And he says this, he said, Sergeant Smith was in my unit. I knew him not well, but I did all the same. My prayers go out to his family and the people who will be attending the protest of some of the most pathetic people in America, the WBC. He says, it saddens me that they use their ways to degrade what this soldier truly stood for. He died a hero fighting for what he believed in. And yes, that does include freedom of speech, but doing so in front of a family who mourns the loss of a loved one desecrates the value of his life. You're close to the military, Amber. What has been the effect of what Westboro Baptist Church has done to our military?
I think our first response would be anger. We're angry that, we are fighting for their freedom to speak. They are doing everything within their rights, but it just doesn't seem right for them to do so. We're military as well, and it's really painful to see the family have to go through that. They've lost somebody very close to them, and now they have to see somebody with so much hatred just standing in front of them trying to ruin that day where they put their loved one to rest.
How many people are you expecting at this counter-protest in Ludowici?
It is being reported that we have about 7,000 bikers joining the nearly 1,500 on Facebook, and who knows how many who don't have Facebook to RSVP to the event.
Now, when people show up to this counter-protest, what do they have to keep in mind? What do they need to know in regard to doing this?
There are several things that they need to know. First is that Westboro Baptist Church, as bad as they are, they're very smart. They have good lawyers. They want to taunt you. They want you to touch them because that is how they make their money from this. They sue people for doing that. It's a peaceful protest. It's not anything violent. We just want to create the human barrier around the road so that we can block any evidence of Westboro Baptist Church from the family so they can do this peacefully. Bring flags, sheets, anything to block. Signs are welcome, but nothing derogatory. Hopefully nobody gets out of hand. There will be several on and off-duty police officers there.
So I guess the number one thing to remember is you got to show up there with a cool head. You can't, if you have a hot head and you're angry and you're afraid that you're going to do something stupid, don't go.
Absolutely.
So the location is New Beginning Church. That is 2047 Georgia Highway 57 in Ludowici. What time do people need to be there?
We are asking everyone to show up about noon. The services start at 1. I myself and the Patriot Guard will be there around 11, but the church is still having services that day between 11 and 12, and we want to be as respectful as we can to them, not being loud out there getting ready. But by noon would be the ideal time for everyone to start showing up.
Amber Myrda, thank you so much for what you do for military families and all your service and sacrifice.
Thank you so much for letting me come on.